Actually, my first time in Toronto. Even more, like, this is my first time in Canada.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I'm glad, like, I was told that it will be colder. I'm glad it's not as cold.
Call my name every morning up with the sun. Bubble bath,
This is a friend of mine's. She lent it to me because I've been considering, like, I'm considering switching to Sony.
To Sony, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a Canon guy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is my introduction to the Sony, but the camera that I want to get is this baby right here.
Oh, that's the one you're getting?
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
The A7R, because I do a lot of mostly I do photography.
Yeah.
And I love making prints. So
Okay.
the R will be good to make like blown out pictures like those.
Like those pictures?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Because I make prints. I also want to do a photo book. I want to start making photo books. So I feel like this is the best option for me.
Yeah.
They're looking at the price.
The price are heavy, yeah?
Yeah, the price, that's a very serious price right there. $5,000.
That's right.
Not a cheap hobby.
Not a cheap hobby at all. You have to have some financial backing.
Not a cheap hobby.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you can't. It's either you're all in or you're not doing it.
There's no in between, right?
Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah.
Because, like, seriously, those are serious commitments.
It is, absolutely.
And you can't have commitment issues.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe you can have commitment issues in your relationship, but not with this relationship.
Not with this, no. This is
because it's too much investment for you to just,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted, like, I've been meaning to get me a Peak Design strap.
Yeah.
And this is.
Oh yeah, this works. Yeah, I have one myself.
Yeah. This is super convenient because
I have
the way, like, I can just sling it anyhow
Yeah.
and have it across my body. Works. I should probably, like, give a shout out to Peak Design.
Yeah, it works beautiful. It works well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are your friends coming?
So they already came. They've left because I told them we're doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. And they've proceeded.
Okay.
They went to the Best Buy, then they've gone to the Eaton Center. It's actually my first time in Toronto. Even more, like, this is my first time in Canada.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I'm glad, like, I was told that it will be colder. I'm glad it's not as cold.
Yeah, but then what do you think of the weather today?
If it stays like this always,
Yeah.
it's manageable. Because I'm coming from Malawi, where when you say it's cold, it's you're talking of 14 degrees.
Yeah.
And now, seeing, because I think today it's going as low as -8.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. Coming through, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. Yeah. I know.
Though we started from Ottawa, and initially when I was doing my research last year, or in January, I saw that the temperatures go as low as -30.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I even deal with that? Because I've never experienced that, you know? But I guess we got lucky because when we arrived, was actually told that it's not as cold as it should be during this time, because it goes, like I said, like, it goes up to -30 degrees.
It gets so cold that it's miserable.
Yeah.
Snows everywhere.
Yeah,
You literally end up hating yourself.
yeah.
You know. People get depressed.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I'm guessing you're mostly stuck at home as well.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You see, you know, from home straight to work, you don't even have the luxury of walking around like this.
Yeah.
For me, this is a big deal.
Really?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Wow. So, how was it for you first time you came? Like,
The first time
in the early years.
was exciting.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, because I'm new, so the weather kind of, you know, was lenient towards me.
Okay. I'm guessing maybe it's also lenient to me because I'm
That's
new.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of, you know, have a way of giving you the time to adjust.
Yeah. So okay, let's welcome you.
Yeah.
You know, this is your first time. A monitor.
Oh, you need a monitor?
Yeah. But then, like right now, my challenge will be, how do I travel with it? How do I ship it?
Yeah.
Because I have my workstation at home. Yeah, they don't do repairs here. Okay, because I was looking for something. Yeah, I'm trying to repair my laptop.
Just arrived here. We went to get Nashira a SIM card, but our phone is not compatible.
Oh.
The SIM card brand that she wants to get with, it's very new.
So we need to start getting, we need to start with getting a new phone, huh? How do I take it back home?
So you feel you save money here by,
Yeah.
you know, okay.
It's way cheaper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because back home it would be like 3 times over.
Oh, no ways.
Yes. Because okay, imagine I recently got the 12 Pro Max. I got it for just I think under 700, or if not, yeah, around, or if not 600, they're about $600, $700. Back home, if I do the conversion, it's $1,000+. Yeah, because what happens with people who bring in who sell electronics, sort of have like a monopoly because they know that you're not going to go anywhere else, so you're forced to get it from them. Yeah. So they can play with the prices however they want to do. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So that's the laptop I have.
And how long you had this?
Since 2018.
And you never had any issues with this?
No. The only issues I've had are the battery, and right now, then the fan has also given way.
Yeah. But it looks like a gaming computer.
Yeah, it's a gaming machine, but because it has high specs, it can handle all the programs that video, photo.
Yeah.
It's amazing for all of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's time.
It's time
for new baby.
Yeah, it's time to go Apple now. Because
do you feel Apple can handle you better?
Yes, I think so.
You're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
If you don't get Apple Care.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges that you're faced?
Because this thing is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Anytime it can break.
Yeah. But thing about it is,
when it breaks, and it's expensive to fix.
Yeah. But some of the challenges that coming from Malawi.
Yeah.
You don't have, because even having Apple Care is almost like a luxury, because you then have to start thinking of shipping it, and DHL it's not going to be.
But then again, because remember you travel a lot.
Yeah.
So when you have Apple Care, and Apples are all over the world.
Okay.
If
and it's what, 2-year warranty?
2 years.
Yeah.
And you can always
Apple Care you can always extend.
And you can always extend it, right?
Yeah.
And then if you are not using, if they are not in Malawi, they are pretty much in South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa, they're there. Okay.
And if they're not in South Africa, they probably in
Kenya.
Yeah. If they're not in Kenya, maybe when you travel to Dubai or wherever.
Yeah.
They have places, so that.
So you're better off investing.
Yeah, you should invest. Yeah.
Let me see if I still have enough battery juice. No!
You're running out.
Battery completely exhausted.
Yeah, you do coffee, right?
Yeah.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah.
It's mostly, Africans don't do coffee.
No, I love coffee. I love tea. So my love for tea comes in 2 parts. Because I'm half Kenyan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my mom loves tea, and she passed on that culture of tea to me. Yeah. And then in Malawi, I'm from the north. So there's always, when you're in country, people always tease that the people from the north drink a lot of tea. I guess because it's the north is colder, so tea has sort of always been like a thing, as a way of keeping warm.
I suppose let's go get it. You want more?
Huh? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good for now.
Yeah, I'll probably get
Yeah.
more when I'm going up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? It's absolutely amazing meeting you.
Likewise.
Would you please just, tell me your full name?
Okay. So, my name is Gondwani Jere. I am from Malawi, which is Southern Africa. Yeah. I am a photographer and a storyteller. Yeah. And we bumped into each other in a camera store.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, when did you arrive in Canada?
When did I arrive? What's the date today?
Today is 14th.
14th.
Feb. It's actually Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, today's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yes, how could I forget?
Yeah. Yeah.
Came on it's been a week. Came here on the 7th.
On the 7th.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Came here on the 7th. Flew in straight from Malawi. Malawi to Ethiopia. Ethiopia, Rome. Rome, Toronto. I came down here for an exhibition.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay. So, is the exhibition? What is it about?
So there was a program I came across. It was actually a friend who recommended me with this institution. It's called WUSC, World University Services of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They are a volunteer organization that's Canadian but works in Malawi and various other countries, various other African countries. So in Malawi they had, and this was actually like a global opening. They had a project, an art project called Through My Eyes. It was centered around SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and how, from your perspective, how do you understand the SDGs? How is that happening in your country? Because the SDGs, the goal is to have accomplished them, or to at least have hit the targets by 2030. So we are. It's not a halfway point. We're nearly at 2030. So just reflecting on those goals and how work around that is going. So the project, Through My Eyes, I applied, and I did my proposal I came up with like few concepts on what I think of some of the SDGs, and I pitched it, and they loved my concepts, and then asked me to, what can you possibly do? What art can you do around these particular SDGs? So I had 3 SDGs. I was given SDG 2, which is on zero hunger, attaining a world with zero hunger. SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation. And SDG 16, which is on peace, justice, and strong institution.
That's amazing. Eh?
Yeah. So I did 3 art pieces, and to start with, I was a bit. First of all, I took it on as a challenge because back home, when it comes to the art conversation, photography is not usually included in that conversation, because most of the times people only think of art in terms of like the contemporary or fine art, like where it's painting, drawing, either sculpturing. But like for Malawi, in the art conversation, photography is not usually included or thought of or really represented. So I was like, okay, I got picked for this. Let me challenge myself and actually do something about it and work on having photography represented in the art conversation. So yeah, that's why I did this, because I took it on as a challenge. And I heard there were actually about 16 people who had submitted their work, and Yeah, on the particular project, like about 16 people from Malawi submitted the work who got picked, and only me and one of my colleagues, she's upstairs, but she's more of a painter. Her and I were picked to actually come do the exhibition here in Canada, which for me was crazy, like unexpected, because first of all, I like, I just did this because it was very last minute, and yeah, I got on it, and here we are.
Well, this is a great opportunity,
Yeah.
and it can only get better. This from here you fly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it's all
Yeah.
about. And so, what are the challenges, for you starting, this journey of photography?
Okay. I think I mentioned this earlier when we met, that I'm a photographer, and it's been 5 years in now, but I don't know whether I still. I don't know whether it still qualifies for me to say I'm actually a geologist, because that's like a whole lifetime ago.
Wow.
But I studied geology in university. I worked for a while, but I decided to pursue my passion, because I've always loved photography since I was young. I always used to play around with, because I grew up around a lot of film cameras, film lying around the house, because my dad was a hobbyist photographer.
Oh.
Yeah, so throughout like because I actually find like pictures from his high school through uni, then all his travels, like he always used to take pictures. Like he had a bunch of film cameras, which looking back, I'm like, I wish I had known, because would have probably like I had tried to keep those cameras, because after I had started my photography, I then went back to film photography as well, but I found it like it was a hard time for me looking for a film camera back home, because film has been phased out in Malawi, because everyone has gone digital, and you no longer even have any film studios like where you can go develop your film when you shoot. But anyway, I digress. I remember I didn't just get into photography. It was my mentor who challenged me. It was like, you've always loved photography.
Yeah.
Yes, you're working, but why not give your passion, your dream, a chance? And I remember his words. Like, he said to me that you're still young. He's like, okay, let's do this. Try and do this for 3 years, and if it doesn't work out, you can pack your bags and go back to the office, working for somebody or an organization. I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. But 5 years in, I haven't looked back. No regrets, and I love what I do. Because, even having this conversation with you, I don't think this would have been happening if I was a geologist. Yeah, So yeah, that's something I'm grateful for.
So tell me, do you think, and being a photography and all that, comes with a lot of knowledge that you also need to acquire along the way to be at that level that you are right now.
Yeah.
How did you get yourself? How did you equip all these, skills for you to challenge? To actually be rubbing shoulders, with all these big top guys.
Some of the best. So, as I set off on my photography journey, I didn't do it alone. I did it with friends. We came together, because right now we started a company together with 3 other friends, all a bunch of dreamers. So I love photography. I have my colleague Tia. She loves filmmaking, video. And then we have the third person is Andrew. He's a graphic designer. And we all had a shared passion for the creative space. So we came together to start a company, and it's called Unrivaled. So as we started the company, one of the things that we embraced, and even what our mentor pushed us for a lot on, was the only way for you to be great is for you to be learners, you know. Don't just be satisfied with, because you have a camera and you shoot, but you have to learn, because you want to become the best, and you'll be competing with some people who have been contemporary educated. You know, you have people who have gone to film school, who have gone to photography school, and those are some of the people you'll be competing against. Not that it's a competition, but those are some of the people you'll be rubbing shoulders with in the industry. And especially if you're coming from Malawi, you shouldn't give any room for you to be disadvantaged. Like, where you're coming from should not be a reason for you to be either looked down on, or for expectations to be low from you.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know?
That shouldn't be any reason for you to slow.
Yeah.
That shouldn't slow you, actually. But to be a fuel.
Exactly.
Of an inspiration, right?
Yeah. And then especially in the current world we're in, it's a digital world. Everything, you have access to everything. Everything's literally like at your fingertips. And it's about, what are you willing to do? You know? So we invested a lot in buying courses.
Buying courses?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. We bought a lot of courses online. And some were free. Like, there are so many free resources online. So we are all self-taught, but I can proudly say that we're some of the best in the country.
I can imagine, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you being in Canada, you know, I mean, out of the whole Africa wanted to be here. Not just the whole Africa. The whole world wants to be here. But you amongst the few that are on top, you know, of your game.
So, but that's all been after investing a lot in learning, and that's still like one of our keys, our key pillars. We believe in learning. We are a learning company.
That's right.
Yeah. So you have to constantly keep up in your game, because it's not about having the best gear. But we could have the same gear. Because, like, for instance, you have Lewis Hamilton in a car, and you have me in the same car. We will get different performances out of that same car.
Definitely. All right. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Tell me, you know, you did mention a few times of this mentor of yours that you have.
Yeah.
Do you want to, you know, tell me a little bit more about him?
Okay.
How did he come in your progress?
Yeah.
What role did he really play to get you,
there must be a sales,
you know, at the level, you know,
Okay. Where do I start from? Because he's somebody who has been a part of my journey from the start. Even as far back as university, you know. He's been a friend, he's been like a big brother, a mentor.
I'm just checking my room, so give me a shout and I can do whatever you want to do.
So, yeah, like a life coach. When it comes to, like, sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. When it comes to this current phase of my journey, because he knows me so well, and he knew what I loved, he knew what I was into, even the time I was working. And then, like, one day he called me over to his place, and he was just checking, like, oh, how's life, what's going on. And that time I was working with this organization called Girl Effect. It was a Nike founded project in Malawi, and I think my contract was coming to an end, and I was meant to renew it. So I was telling him that, and then he was like, dude, I think he opened my Instagram. He's like, dude, you've always been into photography. Why not give it a shot? Like, why not fully pursue it? And he's somebody I respect and look up to. And hearing him say that actually made me think about it, because there was a time I thought about doing photography, but then there was a season in Malawi where it seemed like everybody was getting into photography, and I was like, I don't want to do it because I don't want to seem like I'm just jumping on a trend, even though I love it. And then one of the challenges being in the creative space in Malawi is, for the most part, it's regarded, for lack of a better word, as though you've somewhat failed in life, and the next thing you can do is just pick up a camera, and do something. I mean, it comes with maybe even how we conduct ourselves as creatives. Yes, creatives come with being all liberal, free-spirited, but if you want to be taken seriously at a certain level, there's also a way you ought to conduct yourself. Because I can't be going into a boardroom wearing slides, wearing ripped jeans, or wearing a t-shirt. And those are even some of those things that he used to talk to me about, that conduct yourself differently, because you want to take your game to a higher level. And already being young, being a creative, somewhat is almost like a disadvantage in people's eyes. So you don't want that bias to misrepresent you. So conduct yourself as a professional, dress the part, have the right knowledge, so that at a high level you're even able to have conversation. For instance, some of the people I work with, UN agencies, and being able to say, you're even in a boardroom or say at a conference, being able to have conversation with high level people and not be regarded as just some kid who's just here, Yeah.
So would you say that it's always good to go out of your way? Also, would you advise anybody to go out of their way for them, to find a mentor that can guide them through life in the decision that they make, or could you just kind of get one on social media, or just kind of see whatever it is that everyone else is doing and you try and stay on the loop?
I believe having a mentor is essential. It's critical, because I don't think yes, you can go about life by yourself, but at times it's not necessary, because mentors help your progress, because at times you don't have to experience things for you to have to learn from them,
because they enlighten you, right?
Yes, because you have somebody who's gone ahead of you and they can help you navigate life easier,
and then they kind of trigger that curious mind for you to awaken your senses.
Either they'll challenge you, they'll push you out of your comfort zone, because especially when you have somebody who actually knows you and like Ali, I know you're capable. You're capable, like you're more than capable, like at the level at which you're performing. Come on, you can do better than this. And constantly challenge you, constantly reassuring you. And I believe that we all need somebody who believes in us.
Absolutely.
And especially if you're going down a path that's new or uncharted, or uncommon, where maybe everyone else thinks that you shouldn't, but you you believe that I really want to do this, and just having that somebody who you know has your back as well, you know, makes all the difference. You know, especially being a creative coming from Africa.
Yep.
I don't know, I believe you've also had some challenges, maybe deciding to go down a different path, unlike the typical way of doing things, either becoming a medical doctor, either becoming a lawyer,
absolutely,
or an engineer.
It's a heavy challenge.
Yeah, you know, which is what our society has come to believe as success.
That's right.
You know,
and now you've been you've been here for it's over a week now.
Yeah.
Okay, coming from Africa, and you've traveled extensively within Africa, right? And outside Africa as well.
No, this is the first time out of Africa. This is actually
first time outside
out of Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, first of many.
Yeah, that's right. But you've been to many countries in Africa.
I've done South Africa. I've done Kenya. I haven't not as extensive as I'd love to.
All right.
Like, still getting there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, what do you think of South Africa compared to compared to Kenya?
Yeah.
In terms of opportunity, nothing else.
Yeah. I think I'll mostly do a comparison with back home, back in Malawi, because I find that Kenya and South Africa are quite advanced, even when it comes to the creative industry. For instance, some of the best photographers I know or follow are from Kenya. You know, there are amazing creatives I know and follow that are from South Africa, and there's more of a culture. There's more of a creative culture in both countries, which I feel encourages somebody to be different, to pursue the creative, to pursue your inner creative and allow yourself to come alive in that space. Even in terms of education, there's been so much work that's been done in those spaces, but I'd say South Africa is more advanced, because maybe I haven't really explored Kenya as well, to look at what they offer. But I know South Africa offers a lot of opportunities, education. I'm actually going there on the 23rd. I'll be there for almost 2 weeks. I'm actually going there for a storytelling workshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same exhibition?
No, something else.
Something else.
Another opportunity that came up, which is something I'm also super grateful for.
Nice.
It's amazing how opportunities just are coming up, right? Yeah, opening up. It's something I can only thank God for. And and these are things that are common. I find that in South Africa you have more workshops, more even exhibitions that are open or available when you also put in the work.
That's right, absolutely, yeah. And then, in this industry, of you, you're working really hard, and how do you think this creativity to also sustain you in, to finance your lifestyle? Yeah. Of course, paying the bills and all the living expenses. Yeah. How do you go about it?
So, like I mentioned earlier, we have a company, and that's been running for almost 5 years now. And I'll just talk about our journey as a company. We started out because, yes, it's easy. You can go about being a creative by yourself, but there is power in the unity, and you can go even further together with a team. And one of the things that I'm grateful for in being in the company of my colleagues is we help refine each other, and that also pushes you even further, because working in isolation you can only go as far as you think. You're only as good as you think. But if you're in the company of colleagues who are constantly
No, I'm not taking.
yeah who are constantly like helping you get better, who are constantly giving you feedback in your work. So by having the company in Malawi, it helps you have a stronger profile in terms of your service offering. And then there's the actual business side of things where you have to do all the documentation, get registered. But by having that, it then allowed us to be able to work with high-level clients. Like I mentioned, I said Battery Aziz. Do you know this movie, True Lies? It's an old movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, no, probably not. There was this scene. A terrorist was recording like threats because they had kidnapped somebody, and then there was a cameraman, and the boss is like in front, like making threats, and the cameraman is just there shaking, and the guy turns to Aziz, what's wrong? And like the guy is sweating because the whole time the battery had died.
No.
And he wasn't recording.
No.
And obviously he cannot tell his boss that all the threats you've made have gone to nothing. We're back.
Well, luckily ours wasn't. It just turned blank here, but it was still recording. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, especially coming to a place like this where I'm seeing all these skyscrapers, and some I'm seeing they're even extending, like the building wherever they left off, like, and extending further. But I believe that they invested a lot in the foundation. Probably like some of the foundations like go deep, or like some of the foundations like are really strong. Because if you want to go vertical, if you want to go really high, you need a strong foundation.
Absolutely.
And that's the same way in life.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Now, also, what's your company name?
Okay. It's called Unrivaled.
Unrivaled.
Yeah. Quite a, one would say cocky or ballsy name, but yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
And how do anyone get in touch with you?
Yeah.
Do they need to get directly to you or via?
We have a
someone?
website.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a website.
What is the website?
It's called unrivaled.com.
Okay.
Yeah. www.unrivaled.com.
Okay.
Though it's still being updated because been so busy on the other side. I think that's like the crazy part of growing a business. One of the terms that I love that my mentor coined is, as you're growing a business, you're a CEO, but CEO in terms of Chief Everything Officer, because you have to learn about finances, you have to learn the technical skills, you have to learn about marketing, because you are growing this thing by yourself, and you have to know every aspect of the business on how to run it. Unlike if you go to an established institution where you say, if you're working for somebody or if you're working for a company, you find that there's already a hierarchy, and you can only like say, if I want to go work for a production company, I literally just come in and just, okay, this is where I fit in. I'm a photographer, and this is all I need to know. But when you're starting and growing your own business, you have to understand all of these elements, how they work, because you just can't say I'm a photographer, I'm a filmmaker, but you're running a business, you know? And you have to be your own marketer, you have to be your own social media manager, you have to be your own business manager. Yeah. So
you just have to put in the work.
Yeah. You have to.
The brightest sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one like a dream. You wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every